Sometimes I wonder when it became normal for us to live on autopilot, as if someone had handed us a silent script that we memorized without even realizing it. We wake up, check our phones before our eyes are fully open, drink coffee without tasting it, and go out into the world to do what needs to be done. And I don't say this with judgment. It's just that I started to notice that this way of living was draining me, that I was busy all the time, but not present, that I had stopped asking myself whether this way of life actually made sense for me. And when I began to look at it more clearly, more honestly, I understood that it isn't just a matter of changing habits, but of reclaiming life, the life I truly want to live. Meditation was my first doorway, but it wasn't something magical. It didn't feel mystical. At first, it felt uncomfortable, like sitting with yourself and realizing how much noise you carry inside. And even so, something in me knew it was worth staying seated, breathing, watching, listening. That was where I began to discover something very simple yet profound, that there is silence within me, and in that silence, there is clarity. Over time, I understood that meditation is not just a technique. It is a way of being, a way of relating to your day, to your emotions, to your creativity. I began to make space, and in that space, art returned. The desire to paint and write returned. Curiosity returned. The most honest questions returned. I realized that my life does not need to be full. It needs to be rooted. And yes, there are days when I lose myself. I start rushing again. I fill up my schedule again. I feel again like I have no time. But I don't stay there for long anymore because I learned how to return. Return to the present, to awareness. Return to the moment. Return to what truly makes sense. And that practice of returning became my compass. Renunciation is not a rejection of the world, but a rebellion against inertia. We renounced the comfort of the familiar in order to explore a life that is born from the present, not from conditioning. Renunciation is an art of selection. We let go of what does not serve us to make room for what can flourish. In a society trained to obey, compete, or please, choosing the path of inner practice, whether through meditation, art, or retreat, is a radical act. We are not trying to escape the world, but to transform the way we inhabit it. On this path, we come to understand that freedom is not doing whatever we want, but being able to act in harmony with what is true and meaningful. To develop freedom implies cultivating three essential qualities: awareness, to see clearly where we are and what moves us; access to practices and environments that support our transformation; and will to act without waiting for permission. Real retreats, not commercial ones, not the kind where you go to get massages by the sea, but the kind that help you be in silence and without stimulation. They are laboratories of transformation. In them, silence becomes fertile, and slowness reveals truths we cannot hear in the speed of everyday life. They are training grounds for inner freedom. There is no greater success than being fully alive and aware of every step we take. Many of us are still operating from a superficial consciousness, where I was taught, what I should do, what is expected of me. But there is another way to live, a broader, wiser, more complex consciousness. It is accessed not through external noise, but through silence. Creativity is a sign of inner freedom. When we create a painting, a poem, a way of living, we are giving shape to the invisible. We no longer copy other people's maps. we draw our own, through intuition and deep listening. In the practice of Dharma, we sit, we look honestly, we fail, we understand, and we let go. And little by little, we free ourselves. What matters is not having the whole path mapped out, but having the courage to take the next step without knowing where it will lead, holding only the certainty that we do not want to live asleep. We are living in a time when too much information overwhelms us, a time when everyone is shouting their beliefs. But it is not about shouting. It's about being present in silence, with clarity, and from there, living authentically. Do not look for formulas. Look for depth. Meditate more. Take care of your mind. Be kind to yourself. Move away from the voices that make you shrink, and move closer to what expands you. Live with awareness. We have to stop being carried away by the current of habit and begin to inhabit our life as a conscious act. When we begin to meditate, and I do not mean only sitting on a cushion, but looking with awareness into every corner of our experience, something changes. Attention stops being a narrow focus that only pursues external goals and becomes a wide light, like a flashlight illuminating the inner landscape. Before, we ignored this inner attention, which is what allows us to begin living with clarity, creativity, and compassion. Take long pauses, go on retreats, make art, and above all, make space in your life for what you don't yet know about yourself. Sometimes it is enough to turn off your phone for an afternoon, go for a walk without a destination, cook in silence, draw without expecting it to turn out well, or simply sit with yourself and breathe. That is also practice. That is also freedom. Today I wanted to share this because I know that sometimes we feel alone in this desire to live differently. But you're not alone. There are many of us walking this same path in silence, slowly, but with intention. And even if it doesn't seem like it, that changes everything. Thank you for being here, for listening, for making space. See you in the next video. And today, if you can, even if it's only for 5 minutes, stay in stillness. Thank you very much for watching this video, and see you soon.